Malawi, a landlocked country in southeastern Africa, has a rich and diverse history shaped by ancient Bantu migrations, colonial rule, and modern political developments. With a landscape dominated by the Great Rift Valley and Lake Malawi, the country has been home to various ethnic groups, powerful kingdoms, and a dynamic struggle for independence. Ancient settlement and early kingdoms pre-15th century. The earliest evidence of human settlement in present-day Malawi dates back to prehistoric times, with Stone Age and Iron Age artifacts discovered in various regions. By the first millennium CE, Bantu-speaking people began migrating into the area, bringing advanced agricultural techniques, ironworking, and social structures. Among these groups, the Malawi Confederacy emerged in the 15th century. The Malawi people, ancestors of the present-day Chua and Nyanja ethnic groups, established one of the most influential early states in the region. The Malawi expanded their influence across central and southern Malawi, as well as parts of Mozambique and Zambia, controlling trade routes and engaging in commerce with Swahili and Portuguese traders. European contact and the impact of the slave trade, 16th–19th century. By the 16th century, the Portuguese were the first Europeans to make contact with the Malawi kingdom. They introduced firearms and new trade goods, accelerating regional commerce. However, this period also saw the devastating impact of the Arab and Portuguese-led slave trade, where Malawians were captured and sold into slavery along the Indian Ocean trade network. During the 19th century, Scottish explorer David Livingstone visited Malawi, condemning the slave trade and advocating for Christianity and legitimate commerce. His efforts led to increased European missionary activity, particularly by the Scottish Presbyterian Church, which established missions and schools in the region. British colonial rule, 1891–1964. As European powers scrambled to colonize Africa during the late 19th century, the British declared Malawi, then known as Nyasaland, a protectorate in 1891. The British justified their rule by claiming to suppress the slave trade, but they also sought economic control over the region's fertile land and natural resources. Colonial policies placed heavy taxes on the local population and forced many Malawians into labor on European-owned estates. This exploitation led to widespread resentment and resistance, most notably the Chilembwe Uprising of 1915, led by John Chilembwe, a Christian minister who opposed British oppression. Though the rebellion was crushed, it became a symbol of Malawi's future independence movement. During World War II, Malawians were conscripted into British forces, and after the war, nationalist movements gained momentum. In 1944, the Nyasaland African Congress (NAC) was founded, laying the foundation for Malawi's independence struggle. The road to independence. 1950s, 1964. By the 1950s, British colonial authorities sought to integrate Nyasaland into the Federation of Rhodesia and Nyasaland, alongside present-day Zambia and Zimbabwe. This move was widely unpopular among Malawians, who feared it would strengthen white settler dominance. In response, Dr. Hastings Kamuzu Banda, a highly educated nationalist leader, returned from abroad to lead the independence movement. Under his leadership, protests and strikes intensified, forcing the British to grant self-rule in 1963. On July 6, 1964, Malawi became an independent nation, with Banda as its first prime minister. Hastings Banda's one-party rule, 1964–1994. In 1966, Malawi became a republic, and Banda declared himself president for life in 1971. His regime was marked by strict authoritarianism, censorship, and suppression of political opposition. While Banda emphasized economic development and built infrastructure, his policies also included human rights abuses and alignment with apartheid-era South Africa, which made him a controversial figure. By the late 1980s, international pressure and internal discontent forced Banda to introduce political reforms. In 1993, Malawians voted in a referendum to end one-party rule, leading to the first multi-party elections in 1994, where Banda was defeated by Bakili Muluzi of the United Democratic Front (UDF). Democracy and political transitions. 1994 present. Malawi's transition to democracy in the 1990s brought significant political and economic changes. Bakili Maluzi focused on economic liberalization and poverty reduction, but faced corruption scandals. In 2004, Bingu wa Mutharika was elected president, initially promoting economic growth, but later becoming increasingly authoritarian. His sudden death in 2012 led to the rise of Joyce Banda, Malawi's first female president. However, her administration was marred by corruption scandals, leading to her electoral defeat in 2014. Since then, Malawi has experienced peaceful democratic transitions, with Peter Mutharika 2014-2020 and Lazarus Chakwera 2020 present leading the nation. Despite challenges such as poverty, economic instability, and climate change, Malawi continues to develop its democratic institutions and economic policies. Conclusion. Malawi's history reflects a journey from ancient kingdoms to colonial rule, independence, and democratic governance. Despite economic and political struggles, the country remains a symbol of resilience, with a growing commitment to development and democracy. Kindly share this post if you find value in it. Thanks for your support. You can watch this program on YouTube. P.S. In case you want to, feel free to reach out to me. If you need advice on your plans and ideas and how to work on your gift and purpose, drop me a message here or email me at sopiansofgod@gmail.com and we'll arrange a call. Would you like to write a book? Share your story, ideas, or knowledge in a book? Now it's easier than ever. In 3 weeks, your book will be written and published. Send a message to bookmindsgmail.com.getbooks on Amazon Books. Check out our website, Wordflix Publishers. Like and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.